Hello everyone, I have a special video for you this evening. I am showing you a collection of papers from FlipAppeal Designs. FlipAppeal Designs is Jen. I cannot pronounce her last name. She designed papers for Wild Whisper for a while, and now she has gone off on her own and has opened her own little shop and has her own paper collections. Her papers are whimsical and modern and super fun and out of the box for me. And so she asked me if I would want a guest design for her, and I said yes. She sent me her Canadian paper pack, which is very Canadian centric, and I was a little scared when I opened the box, I gotta say. Not because I didn't like the patterns, because I really did, but I'm in the US, so a lot of the more themed elements were I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with them, but that's okay. We're going to make it all work. I am going to start with this paper, that one with the lake and the mountains, because when I flipped through, it was the first paper I noticed. It was the one that I was like, that is awesome. And I had an immediate idea of what I wanted to do. I have a sheet of white cardstock here. I have two ink sets, two ink colors. I have Suede Shoes and Juniper Mist, and I'm actually going to pull in a third, Something Borrowed. All of these are from Catherine Pooler. And then this cloud stamp is one I ordered from Brutus Monroe, and I haven't even used it yet. So I am going to go ahead and stamp it with all these different ink colors. It's the pattern on the stamp is like clouds, and you'll see what we're going to do. It's pretty cool. My idea is to match the colors in the pattern paper, in the lake part of the pattern paper, but also add a little bit of darker and lighter colors and kind of create almost an ombre. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to stamp this stamp set 3 times. So I'm not going to cover the entire paper. I don't need to. I'm just going to cover about 3/4 of it, I guess, is what I end up deciding. And it's going to work out really good at the end for what I want to do. And how gorgeous is that stamp set? It's so cute. Added bonus, and something I love about this stamp set, is that it lines up perfectly. So you could actually, if you wanted to, stamp an entire 12 by 12 paper and just match up the lines, and you would end up with a seamless stamp set stamping throughout. It does this side to side and top to bottom. It's awesome. If it is still available over at Brutus Monroe, I will link it up, but it is it's been around a while. Like, I've had it for a long time, and I just didn't get around to opening it or using it till today. So my idea for this layout is I want to cut off the black part of that pattern paper. I just want to bring in some lightness to the whole page. I'm going to use a large photo. That way I can use this kind of busy pattern paper, but it will still allow my photo to shine through. And because that pattern on this paper is so big and it spreads the whole paper, I have the ability that I can cover up a bit of it, and you're still going to understand what you're looking at. You're still going to understand what's behind this photo of my son. The other thing I want to do is I want to keep my title and my embellishments super simple. I want to bring in some more of those green tones that are in the paper, because I'm going to have the blue cloud background, but I also want to bring in some of that whimsical look that is part of that page, and I'm going to do that very simply with some very simple embellishments. So I've gone ahead and fussy cut all of the background of that paper. Then I'm using some nice strong tape from Spiegel Mom Scraps to adhere the pattern paper to the stamp background. The paper at FlipAppeal Designs is much it's almost identical to the paper that is sold at Wild Whisper. So it's a little bit just ever so slightly glossy, and it means you need to use a wet glue or a really good strong score tape, something like that, red line tape, tear tape. Those types of adhesive work really, really well with this, but sometimes I find that just a regular tape runner will have a hard time adhering to the kind of almost glossy surface of the paper. So I'm going to do this pretty slowly. I'm going to do it section by section so that my image that I fussy cut will kind of fit right over my stamped background. Look how amazing that looks. I love how it gives this whole paper a little bit of depth and some more interest. Now I'm going to go ahead and decide how I want to put this photo down. I am going to go ahead and trim off and make this kind of like almost like a 6x10 photo. There was a lot of kind of dead space on this picture. This is a throwback picture of Morgan. Look, he's so cute. I almost thought about doing it as a square, but I was like, it cuts off too much of him. This is Morgan when he was 7 years old. And I have a whole bunch of these like large portrait photos in my picture collection, and I'd really like to get some of them onto scrapbook pages because they're a little clunky to store and have hanging around my scrapbook room. So you might see some throwback photos more often coming up just because I'm really trying hard. I have a couple of like big goals that I am working towards for the end of this year. I am using some colored cardstock to back my photo, just a little bit of a background just to separate it from the paper. This layout is all about layers and giving your scrapbook page a little bit of depth. So I by adding the clouds, that stamped cloud background behind the main image of the clouds and the lake, I'm giving that a little bit of depth. And then because I want my photo to be visible and I don't want it to kind of blend in with the background, I'm giving it this nice dark thin border. Next, I'm going to grab some colored cardstock, some green cardstock, and some blue, and I'm going to use my metal dies to die cut a title and the year this photo was taken, and then some little leaf sprigs for my very simple embellishment clusters. Through the magic of editing, you don't have to watch me die cut all of that. I'm going to pop my photo up. Again, this is going to kind of add more of that kind of depth to this particular layout by putting the photo right in the forefront of my page. I have die cut my title. I've die cut some little leaf sprigs. And then I've pulled together a really kind of fun, little bit whimsical set of epoxy flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. And that's all we're going to do for this layout. Just that, the title, the epoxy flares layered onto the die cut leaves. We don't need to do much. We only need to do just a tiny little bit of embellishing to this particular layout. I think that this turned out so cute. I love that you can still see the background. You know what you're looking at. You still have the stamping back there that helps with the depth. Our photos popped up and it's still where your eye goes right away. And then we have these cute little whimsical clusters. So the epoxy flares that I grabbed were a bit childlike and whimsical. I wanted that. This is a photo of Morgan when he was just 7 years old. And the colors coordinated really well with the colors in my background paper. And so kind of just adding those three little areas of embellishment with the epoxy flare kind of brought the blue and the white that's in the back stamped background right back to the forefront. Gives you that kind of cute theme of like a little boy and, kind of like a childlike layout, but it's not too in your face that it detracts from the whole design. And so now I'm just adhering everything down to my page. And once I have that cluster that's up in the top of my photo in the upper right part, that's where I'm going to put the year. I really took advantage of the fact that even though I had trimmed my photo down, I still had some dead space. I still had a little bit of area around my son that I could play around with and add a little bit. So I hope that you will take a peek at the link down below. That will take you to FlipAppeal Design's website. I will also link up Scrap and Happy Studios website and Spiegel Mom Scraps. The Spiegel Mom Scraps website is an affiliate link. So by clicking on that link and grabbing yourself some lovely adhesive or sparkles, you will be helping to support my channel immensely. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. I am headed to a crop tomorrow, and I'm going to be teaching. I'm so excited. I will be back with another layout using this paper pack very, very soon. It's going to be a lovely fall layout, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone. Bye.